Sales, marketing, and RevOps. It's sink or swim out there, and yesterday's strategies and tactics won't help you today. This is Revenue Today, and I'm your host, Jared Robin. Join me as we interview revenue leaders in our community to learn what steps we could take right now to help you scale yourself and your company. Revenue Today is sponsored by RevGenius, and we're on a mission to bring inspiration and creativity to all revenue professionals in the world. Want to shout out our sponsor, Demandbase. Demandbase is smarter GTM for B2B brands. They help marketing and sales teams spot the juiciest opportunities earlier and progress them faster by injecting account intelligence into every step of the buyer journey and orchestrating every action. For more information about Demandbase, visit demandbase.com.
All right. Hello. I'm not sure if I was coming to you live before. If I was, my apologies. If I wasn't, this is the first time you're hearing this. So Chris Dutton coming to you via Sixth Sense, where I head up our demand generation and marketing operations team here. I've been in the products and industry services for roughly 15 years with a lot of focus around demand generation and marketing operations. So really excited to be talking about our topic for today, which is going to be, practical breakthroughs that help generate real pipeline, leveraging, ABM and AI. So real quickly, any questions that you have, get them in the chat. We will answer those at the end of the presentation. I've got about 35 minutes worth of content here. So the goal here is to get through this, leave you all with some real world examples that you all can take with you in your day-to-day efforts. So not only that, we're going to address the elephant in the room. Generating high quality pipeline is hard. It's not an easy thing to do. So we're going to kind of give you a little reasons of the why it's so hard. And then we're going to dive into some of those real world examples to help combat that and put you into a position of success. All right. So why is it hard? Why is generating high quality pipeline so hard? 97% of website visits are anonymous, right? So you're already behind the ball with just getting an understanding of who is on your website. And only 7% of your target customers are actively in market, right? So that's a small number of potential customers that are actively looking for a solution that you may be providing. And then the last is 30 to 50% of sales time is focused on the wrong accounts. It's unproductive prospecting. So as a result, that's just a lot of calories being spent in the wrong areas. So when we think about the dark funnel, right? Today, our buyers are armed with so much information. They have the website at their disposal. Google is their best friend. So buyers prefer to remain anonymous for most of the sales cycle. So think about this. A buying team today is made up of roughly 10 to 20 people. And they're only spending roughly 17% of their buying journey with vendors. That's not just you, that's all vendors. Right? So that makes it extremely difficult, and that creates wasted efforts across your revenue life cycles. How much? $2 trillion in waste. That's right, $2 trillion. And BCG claims that sales and marketing teams collectively leave that $2 trillion annually on the table in productivity shortfalls, lost opportunities, insufficient sales and prospecting, which leads to revenue leakage. And we're going to get into some of those areas here in a second around what some of those revenue leakages may look like. Let me advance to the next slide here. All right. So when you look at your revenue teams and where that revenue responsibility and where some of those pitfalls might start to happen, right? So imagine if you could arm all of your teams across all of your revenue cycles with the insights. So marketing, operations, and sales could effectively generate pipeline, right? Because pipeline is a team sport. It's a shared responsibility across, all of these different personas. So here are some of those leakage examples I was talking about. So these are areas that probably look familiar. Missed opportunities, not understanding buyers' needs, misaligned sales and marketing. I can't emphasize that enough. Misaligned sales and marketing. It's one of the most common things that we hear when we're having conversations with customers and/or prospects. It's how do you create a tight relationship at sales and marketing? We're going to get into a little bit of that here in a little bit. But how do you minimize the impact here, right? How do you replicate that ideal proven pathway of what success looks like for you, right? What are those top deals? What are the deals that close the fastest and the ones that have the highest or higher ASPs? So that's a little bit of the why creating pipeline is hard, quality pipeline. Now we're going to get into what are the ways that you can start to combat that? What are the ways that you can arm your teams to be effective? And the first thing we're going to talk about here is we're going to talk about identifying your ICP, right? Define your ICP. What does that mean? Your ideal customer profile. And the way that you do that is there are a few ways that you can do that. You can look at past performance. You can look at technographic data, firmographic data. You also want to look at what's your future go-to-market strategy. Where do you expect the organization to go? Are you going to be expanding your geos? Are you going to be going into different verticals, maybe expanding your product line? Are there certain technologies that your customers that are using that seems to be a trend within a majority of your customer base? So it's taking all of that information this is where I also want to mention, this isn't a marketing decision. This isn't a sales decision or a CS decision. This is a unified approach from the top down. This is where you have your executive team having these conversations, looking at this data here to decide what the ICP is going to be. And then from there, your marketing and sales team are aligned. They're focused on those same accounts. So when you're running marketing plays and you're running sales plays, they're very complementary of one another. One of the biggest things or biggest challenges we see is, the MQL. The MQL can be, it actually can be a really good thing if done right. And what I mean by that is if you're handing over MQLs, but you're still doing it in accounts that sales and marketing are aligned on, that is a step in the direction that starts to build that relationship, reduce friction between sales and marketing. And that will also help you get and start to work towards perhaps like an ABM methodology.
Whoa, another great episode of Revenue Today. For show notes, links, and mentions, visit revenuetoday.live. For all my friends in the Rev Genius community, thank you. It's been awesome to spend this time with you. Please DM me any feedback and ideas in our Slack channel or on LinkedIn. If you're not in Rev Genius, join us at revgenius.com. It's free and it only takes like 2 seconds, and you'll be joining a group of 27,000 revenue professionals strong. We've got it all. Looking forward to seeing you there. Catch you on the flip side.